When Jesus had entered Capernaum, a centurion came to him asking for help. "Lord," he said, "my servant lies at home paralyzed and in terrible suffering." Jesus said to him, "I will go and heal him." The centurion replied, "Lord, I don't deserve to have you come under my roof, but just say the word, and my servant will be healed. For I myself am a man under authority, with soldiers under me. I tell this one, 'Go,' and he goes, and that one, 'Come,' and he comes. I say to my servant, 'Do this,' and he does it." When Jesus heard this, he was astonished, and he said to those following him, "I tell you the truth, I've not found anyone in Israel with such great faith. I say to you that many will come from the east and the west and will take their places at the feast with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven. But the subjects of the kingdom will be thrown outside and into the darkness. There will be weeping and grinding of teeth." Then Jesus said to the centurion, "Go. It will be done just as you have believed it would." And his servant was healed at that very hour. When Jesus had entered Capernaum, a centurion came to him asking for help. "Lord," he said, "my servant lies at home paralyzed and in terrible suffering." We need to keep in mind that Matthew tells this story to stress the kingdom authority of Jesus, and that it is to benefit all nations. We see that especially clearly in verses 10 through 12, where Jesus said many would come from the east and the west and sit down at the feast in the kingdom of heaven with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We do need to be faithful to what Matthew has in mind. I'd like to isolate two angles of the text that make that central point. One of them's this: Jesus' response to the centurion was calm and self-assured. It was a simple, "Yes, I will. I will. I will come and heal him." Not a hint of self-doubt. No hint of anxiety. No suggestion that he might have bitten off more than he could chew. No. He not only has the power to heal, he knows he does. He not only has authority over disease, he has authority over his own inner world. His relationship with God is such that he knows that his Father has granted to him royal dominion, and he was manifesting it. He doesn't feel the need to give a kind but weak response. No, "Well, that's very sad. I'll go and visit him." No. Nothing like, "Oh dear, I'll go and sympathize with him." Nor does he suggest, Oh, he must be under terrible pressure. I'll go and offer my explanation as to why suffering is in the world and give him my encouragement. None of that. Nor am I suggesting that any of that would be bad. I'm simply saying that he felt no need of it. It was just a plain and simple, yes, I'll go and heal him. Nothing about it. Now, what exactly is his disease? No sending friends to see just what his problem was in case the poor man was too far gone. A simple, authoritative, assured, I'll go and heal him. I'll tell you what else there was not. There was no hullabaloo, no grandstanding. Contrast Jesus with the jokers you see strutting the stages and filling the television screens, seeking the limelight and the ratings. They're a stench. And Christ is a breath of fresh air. Then there's this about Jesus. His response to the centurion was generous. Not just authoritative. Warm and generous. Warm and generous to the request of a leader of the occupational forces. He not only grants the request of such a man, a Roman centurion, he compares him favorably with his own nation, all of his own nation. In 8:10, he said, I'm going to tell you the truth. I've never seen faith like that in my own nation. Messianic Jews no longer felt that messianic salvation and blessing was confined to Jews or Jewish proselytes. And Matthew, as he develops his gospel, is confirming for them the correctness of their understanding. They know that messianic blessing and salvation is not confined to Jews or Jewish proselytes. And Matthew says, in telling this story, you're absolutely right. Now, that is Matthew's point. But you can't help admiring Jesus for his open-heartedness and generosity and warmth. He doesn't hide his astonishment, doesn't mind openly showing that he's more than surprised. What? Huh. How'd you do that? Christ doesn't hide his wonder. And when he comes across something lovely and fine, it doesn't matter who it's in. He lets everybody know it. We worship and adore him, of course. But we do more than that. Bless me. We like him.